So it was the summer of 2013, right before I started college, and I was just looking for some fun things to do with friends one night, and my friend Philip asked me if I wanted to come and go swing dancing with him. And we were having fun dancing, wasn't there to meet anyone, just having a great time, and then I see this boy walk in.
And she was in this beautiful blue dress and had bright red lipstick on, which is sort of her signature thing. I just knew I needed to dance with her.
Soon enough, I was dancing and having a good time, and he came over and asked if I'd like to dance. We just started dancing and laughing and talking and getting along, and soon enough we just danced the rest of the night together.
And then at the end of the night, I came up to her and asked her for her phone number, which I never do, but I did this time, and I'm glad I did. And we went home and could not stop thinking about her and talking about her.
We went on a few dates, and then 4.5 years later, here we are.
I got one.
That doesn't look good in the photo.
It was like finding someone made of dust from the same star.
And we're dependent on God for our very breath. And yet science tells us that we are also, however distantly, made from the stars. We are luminous, radiant image bearers.
I can't wait to see you. All my love, your almost wife, Becca.
But this story tells us even more about our God's intention for us. It tells us of God's desire to give us the gift of companions, partners, to walk through life together.
And carry your heart with me, and carry it in my heart. Love you.
He breaks out in poetic verse as a sign of his joy. This at last is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. Here is one so like me that I sigh in recognition and sheer relief.
Hi, Avery. As I stand here today, I am overcome with gratitude for you and for your presence in my life these last 4.5 years. Your love has been the clearest example of what it is to be loved by God. Your love is patient with me, and it is kind. You love selflessly and unconditionally. You always believe in the best version of me and work to help me become her. In distance and in closeness, in faith and in doubt, in joy and in mourning, our love has held us. I promise to weather all of the highs and lows of life with you with my utmost support and love. Avery, you are immeasurably more than I could have asked or imagined. You are my true partner, and I love you so deeply. The best is yet to come.
Becca, I love who you were, I love who you are, and I love who you are perpetually becoming. So, my Becca, I vow to you these things. For the rest of my life, to listen and learn and love you in the midst of misunderstanding and uncertainty. I promise to always be on your team. I promise to not try and solve all your problems, but to listen and love you in the heights and in the depths. Becca Emily Lamb, we met dancing, and I promise to never stop dancing with you.
They say their vows to the community as much as to one another, and the community gathers around them to hear and to wish them well. These lovers, pledging themselves to one another unto death, are giving themselves away.
I will.
I will.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss each other. Lovers must not live for themselves alone. They must finally turn their gaze at one another back toward the community.
Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today. I hope that in some way the things we did together helped shape who you have become today. You have found someone who not only puts up with your weirdness, but also will join in with you, which is just inconceivable. Becca, you're everything and more that I hoped Avery would find in a spouse, and I am honored to be able to call you my sister. Welcome to the family.
Hi everyone, so I'm Alex, I'm the maid of honor. It's such a privilege to be here with all of you today to celebrate Becca and Avery. I met Becca in high school, and since then we've been inseparable. And it was like finding someone made of dust from the same star. All of my favorite moments have really been the little ones, like going to the beach after school or singing songs about fruit. You are one of the most exceptional people I have ever met. You are kind and brilliant and so, so brave. And I am infinitely better for loving and being loved by you. You have inspired me to go out on limbs for the things in life that are worth it. And I will always be impressed by the way you dove into a relationship with a boy you were sure of after watching a meteor shower.
There's something about when you see them together for the first time, and you can just see that the way that they care about each other is really special and different than a lot of other couples. That they support each other and have been there for each other through pretty extreme times of stress and sadness and loss. And I couldn't have been more happy with the way that I saw Becca be there for him and support him and love him in just the best way possible.
I'm the father of the bride. Long before Facebook or kind of Kodak moments or Polaroids, there were parents treasuring moments in their heart. When Becca was very young, she announced to us that she was going to marry Mark. I kind of tried to explain the kind of the legalities behind marriage, and that didn't go very well. And her response was she kind of, pounded and, kind of moped and I think shed a tear and said, "Why can't I marry the person I love the most in the whole world?" And at that point, I just said to her, "Becca, I'm sure when the time comes, you will be able to marry the person you love the most in the whole world."